Thank you for taking the time to listen to what I need to share. To show my appreciation, I believe it is only fair to warn you about what follows. There is a chance I may anger you. You may call me a conspiracy nut or even a traitor. But Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain, once said, "The citizen who thinks he sees that the commonwealth's political clothes are worn out, and yet holds his peace and does not agitate for a new suit, is disloyal. He is a traitor." I used to think things were going just fine. I was born into a nation of honor and dignity. I could almost feel my heart swell with pride when I thought about the greatness of the United States of America. Now the only greatness I see is in individuals and in our potential. I know that the majority of the American people are caring and compassionate, but you are not ruled by the majority. You are ruled by bankers and egomaniacs who do not have your best interest in mind. In the early 1900s, J.P. Morgan used his influence to create a rumor that a New York City financial institution went bankrupt, and the Americans cleaned out our private banks, forcing them to get loans, causing their recipients to sell their properties. Thus a spiral of bankruptcies and repossessions ensued. We have been slaves of debt to them ever since. In the mid-1900s, banker David Rockefeller, as a member of the Council of Foreign Relations, said, "We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other great publications, whose directors have attended our meetings and respected their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subjected to the lights of publicity during those years, but the world is more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers is surely preferable to the national autodetermination practiced in past centuries. Since ancient times, governments have realized that the people can be controlled with fear. I know it is hard for many to imagine, but that is the reason for World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, and the War on Terror. George W. Bush said, "An evil exists that threatens every man, woman, and child of this great nation. We must take steps to ensure our domestic security and protect our homeland." Noble, isn't it? Actually, Bush's writers can't take credit for that line. It is from the lips of Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler used his people's religion as a tool against them. Adolf Hitler staged an attack on his own people and blamed it on communist terrorists. Shortly after, he passed the Enabling Act, which completely eradicated the German Constitution, destroying people's liberties. He then led a series of preemptive wars that were justified to the German people as necessary to maintain homeland security. In this modern age, we have the ability to speak to the world, not just our own countrymen. You should swallow your pride and get to know them. You should be concerned with what they are saying. You should understand the seriousness of our actions as a whole. If you really want to fight for what you believe in, don't you think it's important for your beliefs to be backed by facts? When will you wake up? When will you care to find the truth instead of believing what you were told by your television? When will you stand up for yourself, your family, and your neighbors? I know I sound crazy. I don't expect you to take my word for it. I want you to challenge me. Our beloved former President, John F. Kennedy, once made it clear to us what was happening. In case you've forgotten, or perhaps you've never heard it, it goes as follows. We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combined military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned. No secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking for your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent. In the case of 9/11, there is proof that our government has taken hold of our pursuit of happiness and ripped it from our hearts. Please prove me wrong. There is nothing I want more than to be wrong. It hurts too much to know the truth. Today there are two ways to pursue happiness: to ignore the world around you, or to change the world around you. Ultimately, you make the decision, but you should be ashamed of yourself for not caring enough, or caring but not doing enough. I know I am. Of myself, that is. If they continue to get away with this, we are doomed. Please don't let them. Find the facts and spread them like gospel. Your freedom is at stake. Millions are speaking out on the World Wide Web, and it is your duty as an American to join them. One person is easily silenced. Millions united are steadfast and undeniable. Let them have their guns and bombs. We do not need violence to make change. The answer is education. Shake your neighbor out of his stupor with facts. Show him what he has been blind to due to the media and his own denial. Have faith in yourself and humanity, for it is the only way. Thank you again for your attention. My words are no more valuable than your own. If you agree with me but cannot find your own words, use mine because I speak for everyone. If you want to discuss what I've said here, please do. I am RegressLess@gmail.com. My home is RegressLess.blogspot.com. Peace to you and yours.